Welcome to the deep dive. Today, forget the usual historical deep dives for a moment. We're heading off to the slightly damp, remote west coast of Ireland.
We are indeed. And it all kicks off because of one young man, Frank Mannix, and his very unfortunately sprained ankle.
Right. Frank Mannix, he's 17, prefect at Haileybury, big man on campus, cricket hero, star debater.
Absolutely radiating that public school confidence. He's just won this major cricket match.
Yeah.
And his summer, it's all planned out. Salmon fishing, grouse shooting, a perfectly well-dignified break.
Yeah, dignified. That plan lasts about as long as it takes him to get off the ferry at Kingstown.
Exactly.
Mm.
There's this tussle on the gangway with this older gentleman, not very pleasant, shoves Frank, swears at him.
And Frank gets a really nasty ankle sprain out of it. Aggressive, you said.
Oh, yeah. And Frank, being Frank, his immediate thought isn't just, ouch, it's about principles.
Yeah.
This guy is a cad, exhibiting terrible bad form.
Because, the honor of Haileybury is now at stake, even on a ferry gangway.
Precisely. That's his whole worldview right there.
So our mission today, really, is to see how this one small, painful incident completely derails Frank's respectable holiday.
It snowballs, doesn't it? From a sprained ankle to, German spy theories, runaway daughters.
And some pretty deep-seated local secrets bubbling up in this small Irish community. It's quite the chain reaction.
And that injury, it really levels him. Frank arrives at Rosnicree House, his uncle Sir Lucius's place, totally humbled.
No grand entrance for the cricket hero, then.
Not a chance. He's being pushed in this awful old bath chair. He's got a wobbly front wheel, apparently. His cousin's doing the pushing. So much for dignity.
The cousin, Priscilla. She's 15.
15, yes. And she's completely, utterly unimpressed by Frank's whole public school swagger.
Doesn't care about the cricket win.
Not in the slightest.
Hmm.
First thing she does is look at his pristine First 11 cricket uniform, the white flannel, the crimson silk trim, and calls it a howler.
A howler. Okay, I like her already.
She's fantastic, a total individual, expert sailor, handles these boats, the Tortoise and the Blue Wanderer. And she quotes Wordsworth and Campbell to comment on, like modern life and her aunt.
Right, the aunt. That Juliet, Miss Juliet Lintain. She sounds formidable.
Oh, she's a force. A maiden aunt with intensely held beliefs. But the beliefs, they change rapidly.
So she sees Frank's terribly swollen ankle.
As a wonderful opportunity, not for medical care, mind you, but for her current philosophical kick.
Which is, don't tell me it's something helpful.
Well, when Frank arrives, she's just coming off a Christian Science phase, so she's insisting his ankle isn't really swelled up, even though Frank says the size of his calf.
Despite the visual evidence, okay.
But she switches principles like some people change hats. Before Christian Science, it was pee-totality, total abstinence.
Okay.
Then a really severe uric acid-free diet.
Hang on, uric acid. What on earth was that about? Sounds grim.
It apparently involved mashing nuts and biscuits into this sort of paste. The idea was health, I suppose, but the result was it made Priscilla really weak and constantly hungry. Just these rigid, kind of punishing regimes imposed on everyone.
Wow. So, nuts, then no alcohol, then mind over matter.
And just before Frank got there, she was deep into fresh air, ripping out window frames all over the house for ventilation.
So Frank lands right in the middle of another pivot.
Exactly. She's just dropping Christian Science because it wasn't working on the ankle, clearly, and is throwing herself headlong into women's suffrage.
Okay, so the house is already a bit chaotic, philosophically speaking.
You could say that. And then the external chaos arrives. Remember the cad on the ferry?
The one who caused the sprain? Yeah.
Frank suddenly realizes who he is.
Oh, no, don't tell me.
It's Lord Torrington, the Secretary of State for War.
The Secretary of State for War.
And crucially, Frank's father's direct boss at the War Office.
Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. The guy Frank mentally labeled bad form holds his dad's career in his hands.
Precisely. And why is Lord Torrington showing up at this remote house in Ireland?
Let me guess. It's not for the fishing.
Nope. He's looking for his daughter, Lady Isabel.
Mm-hmm.
She's eloped. Run off.
Eloped. Okay, so Frank's personal grievance just got tangled up with a potential political scandal.
And this is where Priscilla's imagination really kicks into high gear. She sees this high-ranking official arrive, connects him to the War Office.
And connects that to the couple she saw camping nearby.
Instantly, her conclusion, they must be German spies.
Spies, not eloping lovers.
Nope, spies. mapping the bay's mud banks, she reckons, preparing for a masked flotilla of torpedo boats.
A masked flotilla, that's quite specific.
Oh, Priscilla doesn't do things by halves. And she tells Frank, forget your ankle, forget your aunt's suffrage meetings. It's their duty to catch these guys.
And Frank, the sidelined hero.
He's totally on board. This sounds like a proper adventure. Duty. Honor, even if he has to do it from a bath chair.
Right. So off they go, the injured prefect and the teenage spy master. And the tortoise.
The very one. The fast, tricky little boat, Sir Lucius, specifically told Priscilla not to take out alone.
Of course. And provisions. What does Priscilla pack for a top-secret espionage mission?
Get this. Macaroons. Because, apparently, you get very few of the better sorts for 4 pence.
Macaroons. Okay. Practical.
And a tin tongue.
Yeah.
And a glass jar.
Right. With a tin opener, presumably.
Ah, no. That would be too simple. She insists they don't need one.
Why on earth not? How do they open it?
With a rowlock. Just smash the glass.
She smashes the glass jar with a rowlock. Doesn't that get glass in the meat?
Terribly impractical, right?
Yeah.
But that's her logic. Frank, meanwhile, is so hungry and caught up in the adventure, he apparently eats it anyway, glass shards and all. Calls it the lust for savage life.
Teenage boys. Okay, so their first suspect.
They spot this lady, Miss Martha Rutherford. Stout woman, dressed all in dark blue. Looks a bit conspicuous, perhaps.
To them, maybe. What's her story?
This is where it gets interesting. She claims she's collecting zoophytes.
Zoo what now?
Zoophytes. You know, colonial invertebrates, like sponges, corals, that sort of thing. For the British Museum? Or maybe the Royal Dublin Society. She seems a bit vague on who exactly.
That sounds suspiciously detailed. A good cover.
Almost too good. That's the deep dive nugget here. Frank uses this later. Lord Torrington confirms she can't be his daughter Isabel.
Why?
Because Isabel's slim, not stout.
That, yes. But more tellingly, Lord Torrington says Isabel wouldn't have the intelligence to invent a professor who collected rotifers.
Rotifers. Did Miss Rutherford mention rotifers?
Apparently, she mentioned a Professor Wilder who specialized in their tiny aquatic creatures. The level of obscure biological detail is too specific for a quick lie, especially from someone supposedly not very bright like Isabel. So Miss Rutherford is cleared.
So she's just genuinely collecting sponges. Okay. Who are the real targets then?
Turns out it is the eloping couple, Lady Isabel Torrington and her new husband, the Reverend Barnabas Pennefather.
A reverend. So not spies at all. Not even slightly. They're just hopelessly ill-equipped campers trying to escape in a leaky old boat. Flanagan's old tub, apparently. Just romantic fugitives?
Right, so the international incident is actually a domestic drama. But there's more going on here, isn't there, with the locals?
Absolutely. This is where the real conflict lies. It's not England versus Germany. It's the English establishment, represented by Lord Torrington, versus the local Irish community.
How so? Are they helping the couple?
Oh, actively. People
Yeah.
like Peter Walsh, Joseph Anthony Kinsella, they're running interference, blocking Lord Torrington's agents, refusing to lend boats, telling these wild, contradictory stories about the nearby island, Inishbon.
What kind of stories?
Anything to keep people away. It's infested with rats, there's fever there. Oh, and it's not a suitable place for ladies to land. Just a wall of obfuscation.
Why? Are they just sympathetic to the young lovers? Protecting them from the angry father?
Partly, perhaps. They probably see it as a decent thing, standing up to this powerful English lord. But Priscilla figures out the real reason they guard Inishbon so fiercely.
It's not just principle, is it?
Not at all, it's business. Priscilla has this aha moment. The island isn't just a sanctuary for lovers.
It's a sanctuary for...
Illicit whiskey. Poteen. Kinsella and the others are distilling and shipping it out secretly.
No way. So that's why they don't want anyone landing there.
Exactly. The whole inviolable sanctuary thing isn't just symbolic, it's protecting their main source of income.
Yeah.
The whiskey is hidden under loads of gravel, supposedly going to Timothy Sweeney, the local publican.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the secrecy, the lies, refusing boats to Frank earlier because he looked official, shooing away Miss Rutherford. It all makes perfect economic sense now. They need to control access.
Precisely. Their illegal distilling operation requires the island to be impenetrable, and that economic necessity makes them the perfect allies for Lady Isabel and the Reverend.
And Priscilla, knowing this, she now has leverage, right?
Massive leverage. She loves that word inviolable, and now she knows the real reason the island is inviolable. She decides she's going to use Inishbon to hide the Pennefathers properly.
Okay, things are coming to a head. How does it play out?
The huge thunderstorm, naturally. Chaos ensues. Peter Walsh tries a last-ditch move, sabotaging the tortoise somehow.
But Torrington gets another boat.
Yeah, he manages to basically commandeer Kinsella's big boat, the one used for the gravel deliveries, probably, and gives chase into the storm.
Thus catch some.
The storm catches him. His boat gets wrecked near Inishbon. And who pulls the dripping, furious Secretary of State for War out of the water?
Let me guess. Kinsella and Priscilla.
You got it. The distiller and the teenage girl rescue the highest official in the land, utterly defeated by the weather and local cunning.
Talk about humbling. What happens then?
Well, Lord Torrington is breathing, possibly heading for rheumatic fever. Kinsella is sort of forced into a corner.
He has to help him.
Reluctantly, yes. And the only thing available to warm him up quickly is...
the illicit whiskey.
Exactly. Raw spirit and hot water. He has to reveal his hand, or at least his stash, to save the man's life.
The sanctuary is breached, but for humanitarian reasons.
Kind of. And Priscilla sees her chance. She's just helped save him. She knows about the distilling. She basically forces Kinsella to agree.
Agree to what?
To let Lady Isabel and Barnabas land on Inishbon, to give them proper sanctuary.
And does Kinsella do it?
He has to, really. She's got him cornered.
So how does Lord Torrington react to all this? Finding his daughter, being saved by smugglers, dosed with illegal booze.
It actually calms the whole thing down remarkably fast. The whiskey probably helps thaw him out, physically and metaphorically. And then his daughter, Lady Isabel, rushes up and kisses him passionately. Sees he's okay.
That probably makes a difference, seeing she's safe and genuinely loves this reverend fellow.
Seems like it. He essentially gives up the chase. The fight goes out of him.
Is there like a final deal? What happens to everyone?
Well, the rumor, and it's a wonderful rumor, is that Lord Torrington pulls some strings. Uses his War Office connections.
To punish the reverend.
Quite the opposite. To make Barnabas Pennefather a bishop in the army.
An army bishop.
Yeah.
That's a solution, I guess. A very neat bureaucratic tidying up.
Isn't it just? And the locals. Kinsella and his crew.
They must get busted for the whiskey, surely.
Apparently not. Having saved the Secretary of State's life kind of smooths things over.
Yeah.
They seem to get an unofficial pardon for their entrepreneurial activities.
Amazing. So if we step back and look at this whole tangled mess, where did we start?
With Frank Mannix. Pompous public school hero, ready for a dignified summer.
And he gets completely sidelined by a sprained ankle. The real action revolves around Priscilla, this incredibly resourceful 15-year-old.
And this whole local community using their illegal whiskey business as a shield. A shield that ends up protecting young love and defeating a powerful government minister.
Yeah, the community really used their local knowledge, their control of the boats, the strategic lies, all driven by the need to protect their economy.
And they turned Inishbon into a genuine, inviolable sanctuary, successfully pushing back against the establishment for both romance and revenue.
And it all hinged on that one accidental slip on a ferry gangway.
It really did. Priscilla sums it up perfectly at the end, doesn't she?
Yeah, read that bit again. It's great.
She says, no one would expect any dire results to come of simply spraining a young man's ankle on a steamer. But they did, which is the way many disasters occur. And often we don't find out why even afterwards, though in this case, Lord Torrington did. Thanks to me.
Thanks to me. Classic Priscilla. But she's right. That's the core of it, isn't it? For you listening, think about that. How many tiny, seemingly random things happen every day? A missed bus, a wrong turn, a bumped ankle.
Yeah, small accidents, misunderstandings.
What huge hidden story might unravel if you actually followed the consequences? What big secret, personal or even political, could be shaken loose by one tiny accidental nudge?
Makes you think, doesn't it? About cause and effect. And maybe about checking who you bump into on ferries.
Definitely makes you think. We'll leave you with that thought. See you next time for another deep dive.